Okay, so we live in this world where everything is just screaming for our attention 24/7. So today we're going to talk about something that sounds kind of crazy in that context, the power of staying hidden. Yeah, let's dive into this idea of digital invisibility and figure out what it could actually mean for you.
So let me just kick this off with a question. Why should we respect and maybe even learn from that person who just isn't really online? You know the one with the huge digital footprint? I'm talking about the online ghost. That super successful, super creative person who's just conspicuously absent from your feeds. It makes you wonder, right? What do they know that maybe we don't? All right, first things first, we got to talk about the air we're all breathing. There's this massive unspoken pressure to always be on, to be performing online. The whole idea is if you're not posting, you're not progressing. If people can't see you, you basically don't even exist, especially in the professional world today. It's intense. And this really gets to the heart of the trade-off, something I think we all kind of feel deep down. On one side, yeah, being visible promises you a personal brand, all these networking opportunities. Sounds great, but the price you pay? Whoa, it's steep. We're talking constant burnout, the stress of everyone watching you, and just your brain being pulled in a million different directions by endless distractions. Sound familiar? I thought so. And this quote right here, it just nails the belief that drives all that pressure. Be visible, be branded, be online, or become irrelevant. It's like the new professional gospel. And it's all fueled by this deep fear that if you're quiet, you're irrelevant. But you know what? We're about to flip that whole idea completely on its head. So let's just pause and reframe this for a second. What if being absent online isn't a weakness? What if it's actually a strategic choice, a kind of hidden superpower? Let's stop looking at digital silence as this empty void and start seeing it for what it could be, a space that's absolutely filled with power and potential. All right, superpower number one, they own their focus. Simple as that. By just stepping away from the endless scroll and that constant demand to perform, these people take back their single most valuable asset, their ability to concentrate deeply and without interruption. They're not just reacting to pings and notifications all day, they're actually creating in the quiet. And that leads us to superpower number two. They control their own narrative. Think about it. Their story isn't being written by some perfectly curated feed or a tweet that might go viral. No. Their reputation is built on something solid, like a foundation of bricks, their actual tangible work, and the real relationships they have with people. Which brings us right to superpower number three. They get to be truly authentic. When you don't have this constant pressure of an audience watching and judging every little thing you do, you have freedom. The freedom to play with new ideas, to experiment, and to build a sense of who you are that's actually real, not just a performance you're putting on for likes and shares. Okay, so we've got focus, control, authenticity. Sounds good. But what does that all do? What happens in all that time they've reclaimed? Well, this is where the power of silence gets real. This is where the magic happens. It's where the real, meaningful work actually gets done. Just look at this chart. It tells the whole story, doesn't it? For the person who's always visible, look at how much of their time is just eaten up by maintaining presence. It's huge. But for the invisible person, that time is flipped. It's all going into deep work, that focused, creative state where you really master your craft. See, they're not just dodging distractions. They are actively investing all that time and energy into getting better. Now hold on. This is not me telling you to delete all your accounts and go live in a cabin in the woods. I mean, unless that's your dream, then go for it. The real point here isn't about total absence. It's about total intention. It's about consciously deciding how you use these incredibly powerful tools so that you're in control, not the other way around. So what does that actually look like in practice, this path to strategic presence? Well, it means you choose your tools on purpose. You don't just let them choose you. It means you start to really value, deep connections with a few people over just having broad visibility with thousands. It's about trusting your actions and your work to speak louder than your online status. And ultimately, it's about trading in that constant, exhausting pressure to perform for the actual freedom to create. And so this all leaves us with one last really important question that I want you to think about. Take an honest look at your own digital life and just ask yourself, is your online presence actually serving you, your goals, your focus, your well-being, or are you serving it? Because really thinking about that answer, well, it just might change everything for you.